I don't know where you've been, but you're gonna respect this courtroom. My life has proven that it's not about where you come from, it's about where you're going. From a jailed youth who had my record expunged to becoming the youngest judge elected.
The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding.
In just 15 years. Ma'am, let me know when you want to go to rehab. Otherwise, I think you're a crackhead.
Absolutely not.
My goal is to inspire others to overcome their obstacles. You don't need him and his little raggedy roommate.
Thank you.
All while having a little fun on Mathis Court. You look like you're ready to lie right the first word out your mouth. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Peter Martin is suing Andre Caldwell in the amount of $12,000.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Mr. Martin claims he hired the defendant to create a summer enrichment program and says the parents demanded refunds due to the defendant's controversial curriculum.
State your name.
My name is Peter Martin.
Sir?
Andre Caldwell.
All right, and sir, you're suing the defendant for $12,000 alleging his history program caused a student withdrawal and loss of revenue?
Yes, sir.
All right, start with you.
So I hired Mr. Caldwell to start to create my summer enrichment program for my students, middle school students. 11 through 13, middle school.
You teach? You're a teacher or?
Program director. I put together different programs, community outreach events, things of that nature.
For what level of school?
Middle school, 11 through 13.
Good. And I'm glad to see a brother in these schools working. And that's so important, so I applaud you for that.
Appreciate you.
Yep. So go ahead, tell me about how his involvement came to be.
So, Your Honor, like I said, I hired him to create the curriculum. Everything was going real smooth. We had a few events that we put together. Parents were loving it. Parents were very receptive. And then I say about our third event, which was a debate with the students. That's when everything turned left. Students started acting out pretty much. Parents started sending me emails. They just weren't happy with everything that was going on.
And you think it had something to do with his curriculum?
Oh, yeah, yes, sir.
Did you look at the curriculum before you hired him?
I did, yes, sir.
All right, and did you see anything questionable about it?
No, not at the time. We discussed what we discussed, what I needed done.
What type of complaints did you get? What were they saying was wrong?
I have evidence.
Read some of them to me.
Yes, sir. So this is from one of the disgruntled moms. It says, Mr. Martin, I am writing you to let you know that your reenactment stunt you pulled last night, I will be requesting a full refund. I put my son Henry in your program because I wanted him to keep up with his studies during the summer and not fall behind. I didn't want him to be a part of whatever political agenda you're pushing. There is so much U.S. history to explore without making kids aged 11 to 13 act out scenes of Civil War and Jim Crow era. They're in middle school. They hardly understand the history. They're not ready to challenge it. Your job was to teach them, not confuse them with your own philosophies that are not aligned with the school. If you want to criticize our great nation, do it on your own time.
Sounds like that person only wants a particular type of history and wants to leave out some of the history that very well deserves criticism. And that's what we're hearing now. Where did you earn your preparation for teaching?
I went to a university in Mississippi along with Mr. Caldwell.
Okay. In high school, you went there in Mississippi as well?
Oh, no, sir. I went to high school in California.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So you know your stuff. University of Mississippi, they accepted me to their law school.
Yes, sir.
But my wife wouldn't go with me there. Thank God they accepted me in Detroit, University of Detroit Law School. Say, I ain't going to no Mississippi. They just killed Medgar Evers. All right. So you tell me about your curriculum, sir.
Yeah, so I put together this curriculum. We've known each other from being on the debate team at Mississippi University, and from there, he knew some of the work that I was already working on. I was developing curriculum for my Teach Me to Cook program, but then I ran into some issues with the law. Yeah, Teach Me to Cook. And I ran
What's
into
that? I'll let you tell. That's your program.
It's about system impacted, finding equitable ways to access healthy food. Like we teach through gardening methods, but
excellent.
Trying to implement some of those things because they're really resourceful in doing that. That's the mind of a chef. So that's kind of what the Teach Me to Cook stuff, to be resoursourful with the materials you have. So I learned in Koreatown.
Where?
In
Koreatown?
Koreatown, yeah.
Okay.
A little a training academy there. And so from there, but in the curriculum, I wanted to incorporate ways of being able to teach them about the history. And so this was being done in 4 phases because trying to get them to think critically for themselves took a lot of undoing and of a narrative that was already pre-scripted. And so from there, like, I told him I'm trying to unincarcerate these kids' mind because the process of unlearning this information is going to help them be better individuals once they get older.
Yep.
So it is a critical age. And so for me, it's necessary. I want to go younger. I want to start teaching them these things in elementary school. But right now I'm working with what I got. But the first phase is...
And what I'm hearing you saying is you want facts to be taught.
Yes.
The facts of history, not someone's perspective.
Coming up on Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Not what you say your beliefs is. Here are the tools. Form your own beliefs based on these tools that would allow you to apply critical analysis.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878.
You're watching Mathis Court with Judge Mathis. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Mathis Court is back with a case of Peter Martin, who is suing Andre Caldwell for breach of contract.
The facts are the most important thing. And history, the facts teach us that anti-Semitism has been brutal toward the Jewish community.
Yep.
The facts teach us that Latinos now aren't getting due process.
Yep.
The facts teach us that women have a disparity in income. The facts tell us that there was 300 years of chattel slavery, enslaved, and the vestiges continue. Much of that is no longer anything that white folks is doing to us, is us doing it to ourselves. But my point is, that's what you're doing, is pointing out verifiable facts. That's what I want to know. Not no theories, not your beliefs.
Definitely not theories.
Everything you teach, you
to
could go, and if you were able to access news from that day, those days, which at this point you can almost, I don't know how many 100 years you can go back for news. Pardon?
Some of those things ain't facts either. So that's the
They
good
what?
thing. Some of those things aren't facts either.
Yeah, well, I think if you have several, well, I'm not going to get into that. There's several mainstream news outlets says the same thing. I give a little credibility to it. 1 or 2 saying the same thing, and it sounds odd. I don't quite give credibility to it. I think that's someone's political philosophy they're trying to project onto someone else. If you don't have verifiable facts, and you say you can't verify, I think you can verify the number. All right, but I think you can verify that 30% of women receive 30% less pay. That is verifiable, and have to be in a newspaper. Nonetheless, so your curriculum teaches what you believe to be the truth.
Yeah, so we delve with world history, and so from there it was each one is culminates in a presentation. So the first phase is we deal with the world history, and they're able to put together poster boards and stuff like that and present what they found interesting to them within world history. So that's a vast, there's a bunch of stuff that they could choose from. The second phase, we narrow that down to American history. And so, but not just American history, but historical figures within American history. And so that's where they're able to then start formulating their own opinions and doing the research. Because a lot of the information, when I was speaking about not everything is fact, I'm probably more referring to like social media content being just put out there and not being verified. So horrible misinformation. I wanted to give them the tools to conduct proper research on how to
research yourself.
Yeah.
There you are. That's what you need to give folks, young people. Here are the tools to research it for yourself. And these are where you can obtain verifiable facts. The U.S. Census Bureau, which has been around for hundreds of years. You can see who belonged to who. You can see the names on the birth certificates if you do a lot of the historical analysis. So yes, you can verify them, give them the analytical tools. I like that. Give them the tools.
Yeah.
Do it yourself. Not what mama tell you, not what you say your beliefs is. Here are the tools. Form your own beliefs based on these tools that would allow you to apply critical analysis. And so I applaud that that's the approach, giving them the tools. Now, what about he sounds like the folks might have been offended by the reenactment of the Civil War?
Yeah, so that goes towards the third one. And so in the third one, this is where they're able to take that information and then vocalize it and preparing a speech. And so in the preparation of that, there was more of their opinions being sifted into their writings as expected, their kids. And so I still wanted them to just be expressive, and I wasn't trying to stop them from coming up with their own conclusion as to the information.
So
that
mothers
they
didn't like the conclusions that children were coming back
It was
with.
way more than expressive, Your Honor. Just me saying myself. I had students standing up in class, being
theatrical
disruptive.
expression.
Let her finish.
Students standing up in class, being disruptive. Complaints from the other teachers. It seems like when they're listening.
You got to tell me what the complaints were, sir. You've only given me one complaint. And you are suing this man for $12,000, saying he caused all these people. Hold on, sir. He caused all these people to want their money back, and yet you've only given me one example. Not all these people. You haven't given me a second, a third, a fourth. All these people, $12,000 worth.
Yeah, I mean, the students' parents pay for a particular curriculum. So if they're paying for something
let's
that they
move on.
expect-
You're not answering the question I asked. I said, give me some more examples of parents who have left because of his curriculum. I asked you at first, and you gave me one. Are there others you can give me to prove your case?
Yes, sir.
So far, you're not proving it with this one example.
Coming up,
I'm sorry, you might be right. All this might be true. But remember, we deal with the facts.
The facts is, I hired him to do a particular
Prove
job.
the facts.
You're watching Mathis Court with Judge Mathis. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Mathis Court is back with a case of Peter Martin, who is suing Andre Caldwell for breach of contract.
Do you have some examples just like you gave me on
No,
this?
sir, nothing more.
Why not?
Nothing more on paper.
Why not? What happened to the other ones?
All the other parents come up to the school verbally. They didn't send emails. These are all face-to-face. Me speaking to the parents face-to-face. me
Not
speaking
one
to the
other
parents.
person?
No more emails.
I thought I heard you say refer to more than one email.
Oh, no, sir.
You say I got emails and parents that came up to the school.
I have multiple parents, but one email.
I'm sorry, you might be right. All this might be true. But
I have an
remember?
email.
Hold on. Remember? We deal with the facts.
The facts is, I hired him to do a particular
Prove
job.
the facts.
You're right. I had the email to confirm that too.
Emails confirming what?
That he hired me to do exactly
Right.
what I did.
This is
which
what
was the
I hired him to
reenactment.
do, Your Honor. This is the outline of the curriculum. This tells you what I asked him to do.
Let's see it, please.
All of
And
the
you have
political-
what?
I have his email asking him
Let's
what
see it,
he wanted
please.
me to do. And
Asking what?
He's telling me what I could use in terms of creating my curriculum and the presentation. He says we can use debates,
me see
reenactment,
it, please,
presentations,
Amir. Let
and
him-
anything
let him
boring,
hand it to me, please.
but essays. Like, I don't
Sir,
understand.
hand it to him.
Oh, I
You're having a
apologize.
problem here. Every time I talk, you just keep talking, and I'm talking to him, and you butt in.
I'm just trying not to be boring, sir.
Pardon me?
I'm just trying not to be boring. I take things quite literally sometimes when I'm reading it.
Did he say, I'm just trying not to be boring?
Coming up,
I was talking to him, and you keep interrupting every time I talk. And I'm getting to critical facts on this case that would allow fair judgment.
You're watching Mathis Court with Judge Mathis. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Mathis Court is back with a case of Peter Martin, who is suing Andre Caldwell for breach of contract.
Now let me look
on
at
the last
this.
line.
Hey man, after all our discussion, I wanted to send you this follow-up. What I'm looking to do with these programs, my main goal is to create, and in the summer, my main goal is to create an environment of students to study history in an interactive and fun way. Civil rights is interactive, or the American Revolution, or Civil War. The summer break, after all, I memorize dates and events for me. We can use debates, reenactments, presentations, anything but boring. That's where you get that word from. Okay, thought you were telling me I'm boring.
Oh,
Yes,
no.
you were. All right, boring old essays and texts. I trust you, man. Let's have fun with it. And this is yours. You say, get ahead in world history, fun and interactive, learn something new, go back to school one step ahead. You done what you said.
And that
You put down what
we
you
haven't
said.
even got to the
Hold
presentation
on, sir.
part.
See, there you go again. I was talking to him, and you keep interrupting every time I talk. And I'm getting to critical facts on this case that would allow a fair judgment. But you're not allowing me to, because every time I try to get critical facts, you interrupt me.
I'm just not used to this process working out this way. I apologize.
You never been before a judge?
Well, no, I have. I'm just not used to the judge or citing what I'm talking about. So
You're not used to the judge what?
understand. Like, I'm used to getting this type of pushback from the parents and stuff like that.
How will Judge Mathis rule? Find out when Mathis Court returns.
You're watching Mathis Court with Judge Mathis. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
You're talking about me as a judge.
Yes,
You're
so
not
I'm
talking
kinda
about
confused,
him.
like-
You're not talking about
Yeah.
parent right now. We're talking about me as a judge.
Oh, yeah, I
My
just got
question,
nervous.
sir, be
Yeah.
quiet. There you go again. My question, I said to you, you keep interrupting. My question was, have you been before a judge? Because you keep interrupting. And you said yes.
Yes.
And then you went on to talk about him again. We're talking about me and you being in front of a judge and knowing how to behave in front of a judge. Sir, this is what you asked for.
I said not be boring. That means more interactive.
No.
hands-on.
It says you asked for fun and interactive curriculum.
Exactly.
He said, okay. And he had the Civil War reenactment. Learn something new while making new friends. I'm sure they did. Go back to school one step ahead. I'm sure they did. Learn something that they didn't already know. Now, what on here that he failed to do in your opinion?
So I asked for fun. The reenactment was very
You
aggressive.
don't believe that was fun. That's your opinion. Anything else?
The reenactment was very aggressive.
Okay. Anything else
The
other than
parents
the
did not like
reenact,
it.
sir? That's all on the reenactment. Anything else?
No, I didn't ask him to create any firefighters.
No, you said reenactment, sir. You asked him to create a reenactment, and he did. Have a good day. Your claim is dismissed.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
I told you, man.
Bro.
That's all this is. I'm teaching facts, man. I'm trying to educate.
Stick to the program.
That is the program.
Out of all the people,
I'm
I wouldn't even
deprogramming the
expected you to
program.
do this, brother.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.